Today I'd like to talk about augmented triads. We took up major triads, and we said that a major triad is made out of the root, third, and fifth of whatever the major scale is. So if the C scale goes like that, and it does, we take the root, third, and fifth, and that forms the major chord. If we want a minor chord, we lower the third a half step, and we covered that last time, I believe. This time I'd like to talk about augmented chords, and an augmented chord is just as easy as a minor chord. You just take the major chord and raise the fifth a half step. So C augmented would be like that. The augmented chord is related to the to the whole tone scale that sounds like that. All tones, kind of an airy, otherworldly kind of sound. Anyway, you raise the fifth of a major chord to get an augmented chord. So F augmented would be what? Right, you'd raise C to C sharp, and that would be F augmented. G augmented, you'd raise the fifth to D sharp. There's D major. Make sure you start with a major chord. If you start with a minor chord, you'll be off base. Okay, so make sure it's D major you start with, and you raise the fifth half step up to A sharp, and that's a D augmented. There's E major, and the fifth is B, as you can see. But there's no black key to the right of B, so we have to use the white key. But we can't call it C, we have to call it B sharp. And if you wrote it, you'd have to write B with a sharp in front of it, so musicians could understand what you were saying. Okay? So technically that's B sharp, even though it looks like C. The A chord is similar. You take the fifth, E, and raise it a half step. But that's not F, is it? What is it called? Right, E sharp. The D flat major chord, you raise the fifth a half step, so you're going from A flat to A natural. So that's D flat augmented. E flat augmented, you take the E flat major chord and raise the fifth, so that's E flat augmented. The A flat augmented chord, you do the same, you'd raise the fifth from E flat to E natural, so that's A flat augmented. The G flat major chord has three black keys, as you can see, and so we raise the fifth a half step from D flat to D natural. But we couldn't call it D natural, we'd have to call it C double sharp. If we wrote it, we'd have to write C double sharp for musicians to understand what we're saying. Okay? If that was the F sharp chord. If we call it G flat, then of course we can raise D flat to D natural. The B augmented chord, you take the B major chord and you raise it a half step, raise the fifth half step from F sharp to, looks like G, but we got to call it what? Right, F double sharp. The symbol for a double sharp, by the way, is a fat X, kind of a fat X in front of the note. So you'd write F double sharp. And B flat augmented, you'd raise F to F sharp, wouldn't you? So let's go through the 12 major chords and make them minor and then augmented now, shall we? C major, C minor, C augmented. F major, F minor, F augmented. G major, G minor, G augmented. D major, D minor, D augmented. E major, E minor, E augmented. A major, A minor, A augmented. D flat major, D flat minor, D flat augmented. E flat major, E flat minor, E flat augmented. A flat major, A flat minor, A flat augmented. G flat major, G flat minor, and G flat augmented. B major, B minor, and B augmented, and B flat major, minor, and B flat augmented. So that's all there is to augmented chords. And now, if you're just starting out, you know 12 major chords, don't you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And you know 12 minor chords, right? Major, minor, major, minor, major, minor, and so on. And now you know 12 augmented chords. So 12 times 3 is 36. You know 36 chords. And you know, too, that they can be played anywhere on the keyboard. Higher, lower, upside down, with your left hand. It doesn't matter. They're all the same chords. Okay? So we'll see you tomorrow, and we'll take up diminished triads. See you then. Bye-bye.